Hi, my name is Daryl Woods.
And my name is Dylan.
We were formerly known as the founder and co-founder of Site Paranormal. We had a team here in town. We did investigating of locations and sites. But back in about 2010, 2011, we kind of lost the fire for it. We just didn't have what we needed to bring everybody together and continue investigating, although that still was a passion of ours. We separately continue to investigate.
So we started just doing our own personal investigations, just collaborating every once in a while on stuff. But then we started watching a lot of different documentaries, and we stumbled on one called Hell Yeah.
And that really sparked our fire again, especially my fire again. And so I went down to my brother's house, and we had dinner, and we started talking. And during that conversation, I realized we were on the same level. We were talking the same, we were looking at the same, and our fire was like reignited. So when I came home that evening, I stayed up real late, and I created this new page called Under the Oregon Moon. And basically, it's different than our Site Paranormal. It deals more with investigation of like UFOs, of digging into caves and locations, and also the paranormal hauntings, all that. And so basically, we started that, and as you can see, we posted stuff like.
So right now it's more of an informational type page, everything to deal with physics and with wormholes and black holes and just planetary stuff, paranormal stuff, ghosts, entities, goblins, whatever. So what we want to do is we want to share our own UFO experience that we have together.
Exactly, and one reason why we really want to show this UFO is, as you know, in the news, it's just gone crazy. Everything's breaking free, everything's opening up. Your normal news stations and your government, all of them are starting to admit the UFOs are real. And so this is one reason why we want to share our story. And we also want our page to go where the information is, what's out there right now. And right now it's UFO space and that kind of stuff. So.
And so we're hoping with sharing our UFO and the stigma, our UFO story and the stigma of UFOs kind of lifting the last like 5 years and stuff, we're hoping that people would be comfortable with coming to our page and sharing with us their stories. It doesn't have to be UFOs, doesn't have to be Bigfoot, it could be anything paranormal, it could be ghosts, it could be science, it could be anything. And we can also make it so if you want to be anonymous, that we just, with your approval, we will just put in text and have a recorded page of just 360 of the paranormal and UFOs, because we believe that it's all connected.
Exactly, and we want to go and investigate new place. We're going to do our own stuff and go investigate, but if you guys have something that's just crazy and need it to be checked out, we're going to go. We're going to go see what we can find, see what we can check out. We have a lot of our paranormal equipment still from when we were our ghost hunting team, and so we've just broadened our horizons by this. And so we also want to talk not only about the UFO, but earlier in May, right, or
Yeah.
June, we went to 2 locations in our eastern Oregon here. One was Hole in the Ground, and the other was Derrick Cave. It was our first chance of really spelunking in a cave.
And so I just had my camcorder, and we had our headlamps, and our wife's with us, and we just went deep into the caves. And not much happened, but it was still very cool. And we're hoping in the future that we can share some of the things that we find or don't find, or just interesting things that we come up against.
Right, and we're going to do more videos like this, especially on location, not like we did last time. We took more photographs, and we're going to do more filming and actually talking to the camera and explain what's going on. We'll get new equipment as well, so we're able to go further in the caves and get better video footage. So basically right now we want to start our story about the UFO incident that me and my brother had. And I believe it was back in 1997. And the reason I know that is I had a 96 little Ranger truck that we were helping our brother-in-law friend move from Portland down to Corvallis.
And so it was about 11 o'clock at night. We were driving back from Eugene. And we were between the Eugene-Albany areas on I-5. And we had Coast to Coast on the radio, and we're just talking. And he's driving. And all of a sudden we see this huge light on the passenger side of the car.
Yeah, and it had the classic things, the three red lights in the triangle shape. And my thing is when I looked at it, it seemed to be hovering. So I thought a balloon thing or a blimp thing, I wasn't really sure. Our windows were down and it was dark, and so also not being able to hear it was odd.
So just to go back a little bit, so when we first saw it and stuff, it was just a great big light. It was bigger than any planets out there, Venus or whatever. And it was just moving pretty...
Like floating like a blimp or a balloon.
Yeah, and so we were trying to figure out what it was and stuff, and then all of a sudden it just dropped behind a hill.
And the whole time, we're watching this. I'm driving. I'm telling myself it's everything but UFO. We're even listening to Coast Ghost isn't popping in my head until right when it starts to drop. So I didn't even think of stopping or pulling over or anything.
So we were just driving around, and we were like, what was that? If it's a plane, it would crash because it dropped so fast. Yeah. And then, 10 minutes later maybe?
Yeah.
It appeared above the hill and just went straight up. And then it started levitating across the highway, and it was on Doyle's side, the driver's side.
Yeah, and basically after that, then it went away quite quickly, and I don't remember seeing it after that. But we followed it for, I don't know, probably like 10 minutes.
Well, it did get bigger.
Yeah, that was the other thing. The size seemed to change, and I don't know if that's because it was getting closer to us, because we were also driving northbound on I-5 heading back up from Corvallis to Salem. So I'm thinking this happened right before we got to the Albany area.
And so what I remember is that the light became more and more, it became bigger as we became closer to it, and then all of a sudden it started making a shape. It was like blotting out the stars because it was a really clear night. And it was a black triangle with...
It was, and you could see where the red was in the front and the two were in the back of the triangle shape. And he's right, you couldn't see the stars behind it. So it was definitely something there that was blocking the stars that should have been right.
And it was so big, it was so massive that, and it felt like really we could throw something at it and hit it.
It felt that close. It was that big. Meanwhile, traffic is zooming in both directions. Nobody's pulling over, which I find is weird. But also, there was no noise. Again, our windows were down, and if a plane, a helicopter, even a blimp, you hear some kind of a noise. We didn't hear anything. It was like silent.
But it did hover past past us slowly like a blimp.
Like a blimp,
So,
yes.
right.
Yes, but then it moved at times too fast.
Yeah.
A blimp can't move that fast.
Yeah.
And so basically, we drove the rest of the way back to Salem going, whoa, what did we just see? And we both were like, if I would have said that, I don't think I would have believed it. Thank God you were there. Both of us. I mean, the fact that we were both together was pretty amazing, because if one of us saw it, I don't even know if I would have said anything about
And
it.
unfortunately, we didn't have cell phones at the time.
That was not, you know, I think I had a flip phone, no camera on it.
Yeah.
It was 97. So, yeah, and even at that, by the time we really realized what we were looking at, it would have been hard to pull over and get any kind of photographs of it.
Now, we didn't call and report it
No,
at all,
no.
but didn't you like...
I dove into it the next day because I was curious. I looked at news channels. I looked, because I had a computer, I looked up whatever I could, and nobody was reporting anything that I could see of that happening.
But with that being said, I just find it interesting that even at 11 o'clock, there's still other cars on I-5 and no one stopped.
But like I said, the fact that me and this is the first time we've shared it, and this is from 97. So how many other people saw that, just didn't share it? I mean, you know, if they were a single person, they probably wouldn't have shared it. And so anyhow, there's many reasons of why maybe nobody's heard of it. My thing is I've looked since then, and there has been sightings of similar incidents down the I-5 corridor of similar stuff like that. So we just wanted to get our story out there. It's what happened. It's crazy. We don't know that it means it's aliens,
Yeah.
but it could be, you know, our government. It could have been, you know, military. You know, a new technology. We just don't know.
No matter what it was, it felt solid. It felt like it was actually there.
It was actually there. It was
Yeah.
a solid physical thing.
And so we're hoping with sharing this story that this allows a little more of the stigma to go away, because we are investigators and we take what we do very seriously, and we research and we double check and everything, and this is the first time that we have had experience like that.
Right, now we've had paranormal experiences with our ghost hunting team, you know. We did have incidents. And like I said, everybody who comes to us, they can remain anonymous, like my brother Darren said, but we definitely will look into things. We don't think anybody's crazy. No story's crazy. We want to look into it, see what facts we can find, see what we can prove and what we can disprove. And I mean, if it's an ongoing investigation, it's an ongoing investigation. We'll just continue to investigate it. And that's basically our idea of this page. We'll have other videos. We may start posting more sooner than later, so you may see more of these videos where we're talking about either different experiences or things we're going to do or things we have done.
Now, if you guys don't want to share like experiences and stuff like that, that's fine. If you just want to share articles that you find, it's you know, even though it's called Under the Oregon Moon, and we talk about the Northwest the most and stuff, it doesn't matter.
No, if there's a big headline, like let's say from Florida, go ahead and post it.
Absolutely.
You know, we're located in Oregon, so we really want to focus on the Pacific Northwest and up and down the I-5 corridor. We're really looking at that area, but that's not our only area. You know, we're willing to look into anything, anywhere, and so yes, go ahead and like.
With that being said, the page is fun. There's no drama. We're just interested, and we like to investigate strange happenings because we believe that there's a lot more going on, and it's all kind of connected. And So we're hoping this page will help people.
Yeah, I mean, just turn on the news and you realize everything that you're watching, you're starting to see stuff that you would have to hunt for in the darkest corners of the web to even find out anything about is now on your news as soon as you turn it on Channel 8. I mean, it's just crazy. It's really opened up.
Yeah, and it's really nice that investigators who have been doing this most of their lives are starting to get validated with it, and they aren't just whack jobs, you know.
No, and you're starting to see, the paranormal or these investigators on this side starting to meld with actually the scientific scientists, and it's the Hawking theories and all of this, they're starting to actually be proven. And so that is an interesting, and I think we're on a groundbreaking era of investigation.
No, absolutely. So, thank you so much for listening to us. My name is Darren.
My name is Daryl Woods, and we are Under the Oregon Moon.
And we'll hope to hear from you. And let's have fun and see where this goes.
Take care, guys.
Okay, thank you.